Good afternoon, students. In the previous video, we have studied about the fibers, natural fiber and synthetic fiber. And my dear students, natural fibers, the fibers which we are obtained from plants and animals, they are known as natural fiber. Some fibers we are getting from plants, some fibers we are getting from animals, and whereas synthetic fibers which are obtained from the chemicals and which are prepared by the humans, nylon, acrylic, polyester, they are known as synthetic fibers. And now we will study about the animals that yield wool. First of all, the animals, name the animal that yield wool are sheep, goats, camels, yaks, rabbit. And how production of wool take place from the sheep, how we get the wool from the sheep. Today we have to study about that. First step, the wool from the sheep, how we get. You know, my dear students, there are dense, thick hair present on the sheep, and that dense, thick hair is known as fleece. If we will talk about the fleece, what is fleece? The fleece is the dense, thick growth of hair on the sheep, and the fleece that we get from the sheep is processed to make wool and woolen cloth in the following steps. Now we will study about the steps. First step is shearing. First step is shearing, as you are watching here. First step is shearing. In shearing process, yes students, first of all we have to remove the fleece. And how now? How we will remove that fleece? This fleece is removed by the shearing machine. And shearing machine, when we are using shearing machine on the sheep's skin, then what do you say? It does not get hurt. Sheep get hurt or not while removing fleece? Yes, my dear student, not. Shearing does not hurt the sheep because the hairs that are sheared are dead. That is why shearing does not get, while shearing sheep does not get hurt. And now the question is, in which weather? What kind of weather is, in which weather shearing is to be done? Shearing is done in the hot weather. And why in hot weather? Can anybody will tell? In the hot weather in the summer, why shearing is done? Because in the summer they don't require their fur. If shearing is not done, then they will feel uncomfortable. How do you feel when your hair grow too much during summer? You feel uncomfortable, and that is why shearing is done. It means shearing. In the shearing process, removal of fleece take place. And how removal of fleece take place? By the shearing machine. And while removing fleece, sheep does not get hurt. Why? Because the fleece which is removed from the skin, that is dead. And in hot weather we do shearing is to be done. Why hot weather? Because in hot weather they feel uncomfortable and they don't require their fur. So now we have removed the fleece. Now in the fleece, if we will see, there are too many dirt, dust and grease. And now we have to remove that dirt, dust and remove. And how we can remove this dirt, dust and grease? By washing, by washing. So how washing is done? Now question is how washing is done. The shear skin and hair are thoroughly washed in a series of tubs. Now we have washed the fleece. Now what we have to do? Now we will we will sort out, take out the hairs of different texture of different variety are different, means hair of different textures are separated from each other by sorting. And now next step is grading. In the grading, grouping of wool fibers on the basis of length, fineness, color and textures. Wool fibers are grouped by length, fineness, color, texture. This is called grading. Different grades of wools are used in making different woolen fibers. Different grades are used to make different woolen fibers. Now next step is dyeing, dyeing. If we see the natural fleece of sheep and goat, then color either black, either brown or white. And if we will use the same color again and again, then we also get bored. So they are dyed in different colors. Now next, carding and spinning. In the carding, now what we have to do? We have dyed the fleece also, but now the fibers are to be straightened, सीधे करने हमें, and combed. And how this is done? This is done by passing the fleece through rollers, and this is called carding. carding, carding. The fibers are straightened and combed by passing through the fleece through the rollers. This process is known as carding. And spinning, in the 6th class also you have read this process, spinning. Spinning means the fibers are twisted to make yarn by the process of spinning. We twist the fiber and get yarn, and after now we have get the yarn. And what is the process? Now we have get this yarn, means wool. And now the next process is to weave or knit, means to get the fabric. How fabric is prepared from the yarn, and done by knitting. First step is knitting. In knitting, as you are watching, I am knitting this, and in the knitting process only I am using this one thread. The process of arranging one set of yarn to make fabric is known as knitting. The process of arranging one set of yarn to make fabric is called knitting. Whereas in weaving, as you are watching here, this is the process of weaving. In the weaving, we are using two sets of yarn. One is of red color, one is of yellow color. It means the process of arranging two sets of yarn to prepare the fabric is known as weaving. And my dear students, weaving is done either by the hand looms or either on the power looms. Hand looms means the looms which are operated by hands, means manually. They are known as hand looms, whereas the power looms are the looms which are operated by electricity. Those are known as power looms. And in this way we have prepared the fabric by the yarn, and we have done this process in the complete 5 steps. First is shearing. Shearing means removal of fleece. by the shearing machine, and then in that fleece too many dirt, dust and grease was there, and now we have done washing of shear skin to remove dirt, dust and grease. And now washing has been done. After washing, what we have to do? We have selected hair of different textures, and after selecting we have done grouping. Different groups we have prepared on the basis of length, fineness, color and texture. After that we have dyed the fleece, because we can't wear the same color, either white, either brown or either black. We can't always wear those kinds of fabrics, and that is why we have dyed the wool into the different colors. Then we have done the straightening and combed the fiber. After straightening we have twisted, spinning, twisted to make the yarn by the process of spinning. After making yarn we have done prepared the fabric either by weaving or by knitting. This is all from my side. Yes students, thank you very much.